What's up, survivors, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at the massive new 7 Days to Die version 2.5 Survival Revival update, as the Fun Pimps have called it. And this one's loaded with some long-awaited and long-requested community features. Also some big gameplay changes, new zombies, new systems, and even a flatulence-based stealth penalties. Yeah, we'll get there. And just a quick note for this particular video, the gameplay footage you're seeing is from my Asylum mod series. Since we don't have access to version 2.5 quite yet, I figured I'd show off the Asylum mod, which is a blast if you haven't tried it yet. But all the info is pulled straight from the official preview notes, which I will also link that in the video description down below if you want to read it for yourself. So just for timeline, the experimental release will drop very soon according to the devs, and then the stable update, which is also the console version, will hit before the holidays. So let's jump in and check this out. Now, there are just a couple warnings issued by the devs about updating to 2.5. They're basically saying if you're in the middle of crafting a workbench from 2.4 or any previous version, basically, 2.5 may delete the queue and remove the recipe unlock for the workbench. So if you're upgrading from 2.4 to 2.5, it looks like the saves will carry over, but if you are crafting a workbench, make sure you get rid of that before you update. You will not get your materials back. Clear the queues before you update. Controller layouts will also reset when you launch the game after updating, so if you're on console or play controller on PC, expect to rebind everything. Alright guys, we have a return of water survival. Basically, empty jars are coming back. This is huge. After reading hundreds of community posts, the devs finally struck a balance between the old and the new systems. Here's how it's going to work. Early game, you're going to be looting jars, you're going to go to the lakes and ditches and rivers, you're going to fill them up with murky water. We will not use sinks or toilets. I know some people kind of hinted at maybe using sinks and toilets, and some mods do that, but we will not be doing that in 2.5. Murky water still has to be boiled. Jars are a one-time use and cannot be crafted. Dew collectors will unlock later with workstation crafting level 16 and have to be crafted in the workbench. They will also take more materials to craft. So instead of basically crafting a dew collector early game, we're going to be using glass jars. We're going to be filling up, and they're one-time use until later on we can get a dew collector, or you can just keep using jars. All right, loot goblins, our vehicle storage got buffed and it got a little more modded. So every vehicle now has extra built-in storage. The bicycle has +1 slot, the mini bike has +3 slots, the motorcycle has +4, the gyro has +5, and the 4x4 now has +9. But here's the real kicker. You can now install vehicle storage mods, each one adding an entire extra storage row, which is 10 slots, and each vehicle can use 2 mods. Oh, and vehicles actually change visually when modded. Saddlebags on the bike, stuff like that. I love the touch. This is something I have asked for a long time. Just vehicle storage mods for, just even the bicycle. Being able to use the bicycle a little bit longer to build up that gas supply will be really nice. All right, we have some new, well, I guess rebranded zombies, the Rancher and Chuck. The old Plague Spitter and the Frost Claws are gone. They were replaced with the Rancher. So the Rancher replaces the Plague Spitter, and then Chuck replaces the Frost Claw. They're still in the desert biome for the Rancher, and then the snow for Chuck, and yeah, he still throws things. And let me know in the comments, what do you guys think of this? Do you guys like the Frost Claw and you didn't want to see it replaced? Did you guys like the Plague Spitter? Are you happy with this change? Are you happy with the changes I've already mentioned so far? The glass jars, the vehicle storage. How are your feelings right now? Let me know in the comments. And also let me know further on, how do you feel at the very end? All right, this one's cool. The new smell system. This one, we haven't seen this since what, Alpha 16, I believe is when we lost the smell system. Raw meat now smells. Food you eat can smell. Even dysentery farts smell. And zombies react to it. So basically carrying any more than 5 raw meat triggers a smell buff after a 10-second grace period. Smells have a distance radius, which will be displayed in the HUD. The more items you eat or carry, the more it stacks. Smells attract zombies, increase stealth detection, and linger even after you drop the source. Now here's what's kind of cool. You can reduce the smells by packaging it into bundles like in paper or plant fiber. You can store it in vehicles and containers. And yes, like I mentioned before, flatulence from dysentery emits a smell. So if you have dysentery, you're actually going to emit more of a smell and attract more zombies. Now the old system, if you had the meat in the tool belt, it actually emitted more of a smell. So I don't know if that's going to be the case with this too, or if it's just going to be anywhere on your person in the tool belt or your backpack. Not sure on that. All right, so weather, temperature, and storms are getting a rework. Distant storm rendering is now a thing. You can now see storms happening in other biomes. Perfect for deciding whether you want to push to that next biome, or maybe hang out in the biome you're in right now. So now that's pretty cool. We can see storms in the biome next to us. Each biome now has its own air hazard. Burnt has smoke and ash, desert has sand and dust, snow has brutal cold air, and wasteland has the toxic fallout air. So the storm behavior changes we're looking at is you get 30 seconds to get shelter without protection. Wearing insulation gear extends your grace period. Sheltering ramps up recovery at 3 times speed. Zombies get more aggressive during storms. And then loot drops increase during storms also. The hot and cold debuffs are returning in this 2.5 update also. If you're hot, you have a 300% water cost and a negative 10% movement debuff. If you're sweltering, you have a 600% water use and a negative 20% movement debuff. If you're cold, you have 100% food cost and negative 10 on movement. If you're freezing, it's 200% food cost and then negative 20% on movement. There's also new insulation gear. These are little mods that you can put into your clothing or your armor. There's socks, cap liners, long underwear, and glove liners, plus 3 armor insulation mods. This next one's really cool, and I'm not going to say the word. I'm just going to call this a beehive or a bee station. I'm not going to say the word that they're giving it because I frankly can't say it. So the beehive unlocks at workstation crafting 30, crafted with wood, nails, duct tape, forged iron, and beeswax. Beeswax now drops from tree stumps and the new rancher zombie. It needs to be fueled by chrysanthemum, goldenrod, or cotton. It produces 1 honey every 2 in-game days. Opening it has a chance to spawn an angry bee swarm. And then there's different mod upgrades for it, which is the smoker, which is no bees, blood box, which is double storage, and then the extractor, which is double speed. There's also new honey recipes in the game. We have honey tea, which hydrates and cures infection. We have the honey glazed ham, and then the honey brisket, which is 150 food and infection healing, which is great. I love that we have more ways to cure infection that we can craft. All right, this one's probably the biggest question I've had since they've even announced it, and that is third-person camera support. Yes, PCs do have a way to go into debug menu and do it, but consoles don't have any way to do it. So third person, we can toggle instantly between first and third person. It's customizable field of view, distance, orbit mode, camera lock settings. Servers can force first person or third person only. And then camera distance can be changed on the fly using the quick action wheel. I think this is great because I know there's a lot of content creators on console only. And so giving them these extra like orbit modes and distance and field of views will let them be able to record different B-roll and stuff like that. So I love this for the content creators on console. It's definitely going to give them more options. There's also new controller and keybind changes. Like I said earlier, your controller keybinds are going to reset to default, so you may have to go in and change them. There's a new quick actions menu. There's new swap camera side button. There's more tool belt slot bindings. Scope zoom move to the camera side key. All controller inputs reset on first launch. The turrets are getting a slight ammo rework. Turrets now accept all ammo types, including high tier rounds. Different ammo types give different benefits. Piercing mechanics are a work in progress, but they are coming. This one's really cool. It's a very small rework, but the quest system is getting improved. Starter quests now send you to better placed traders. Basically, it's going to send you to the trader that has the most questable POIs near it. Traders now show up to 7 quests per tier, and there's also a little slight algorithm now. It's going to show you 3 near quests, 3 medium distance quests, and then 1 far away quest. So this is really nice, especially starting game. It's not going to send you to a trader that's in the middle of nowhere and has a little tiny city. It's going to send you to the best trader that has the most quest available, and it's going to show you near, medium, and far. I love that. Only thing I wish they would add now is maybe a reset quest. I've been using that in the Asylum mod a lot and being able to reset the quest. I know we can do it on PC in the debug menu, but like I said, consoles having an option to reset them would be really cool. Even if it's just like once a day being able to reset it, that'd be pretty nice. They're also giving players free cosmetics. They're giving out the original Survivor's skin pack for free, and they're also giving out a free Santa hat during this 2.5 update in the holidays. And we are getting a brand new Trader Gen model. This new Trader Gen may not come right at launch. This might come a couple updates after 2.5, like maybe just a little patch. But we do have a new Trader Gen model coming. Well, that's it, guys. What do you guys think about this update? I really want to hear from you guys. My thoughts are, I think this is great. I think there's some good improvements. I'm so glad they're putting third person and some of these other things into 2.5. I know they talked about pushing some of these back to 3.0, but I'm really glad they're giving this out in 2.5. So if you are someone that has taken a break from the game, kind of waiting on new updates, is this enough to get you back into the game until 3.0 drops? Or are you still going to wait till 3.0? What are your guys' thoughts on the jars? What do you guys think about the vehicle storage mods, the weather, the smell system? Is it what you guys are really looking for? What else do you guys want? Let me know in the comments. The devs do read these comments sometimes, so if there's something else you guys are looking for, put it in there. Me personally, I'm optimistic about this. This looks like a lot of fun. I think this will give the console community a lot to play for the next few months, especially on some of the console servers that we have out there. But like I said, let me know in the comments, guys. Love hearing from you guys, and stay safe during the holidays. I really appreciate all the support and feedback you guys give me, and I'll catch you guys out there in the next video. See you later. Bye.